This is the story about the animal kingdom. Welcome to the family of Neen. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Mr. Cat nodded and smiled. He got up to deliver the character assessments of all the political leaders, but the SDP leader, Mr. Bear, stood up and begged him to please grant him an audience to present a desperate case of the jellies to the animals. The animals listened in silence. A member of the FAP got up in anger and told him to please sit down if he has nothing to say. "We want to move forward and not backwards," he said. The animals shouted, "Yes, we want to round up here and go home. We are tired." Another member shouted, "Sit down, Mr. Bear. What is wrong with the jellies that we do not know already?" But Bear wanted a clearance from the judge. Mr. Dog to present his case. Cat insisted that he wanted to deliver his speech so that everyone could go home and rest. The animals were in support of him. They shouted, "Yes, we are tired. We want to go home." They wanted him to round up so they could go. Dog was confused and indecisive. He was supportive of the animals to move to the next agenda, which was a character assessment. But Bear pleaded that they should give him an audience. After a little hesitation, Dog replied, "Audience granted, but please don't take too much of our time," he warned. Bear stood up and thanked Mr. Dog and fellow animals for the opportunity to present the case of jellyfish and other small sea animals who were underrepresented in their local communities. "My party, as you know, is the Stop Discrimination Party. We stand for liberty for all. We all remember the Great Storm and how it left us all homeless. The sea animals were not exempted from this rainstorm. The likes of jellies felt the brutality of Mr. Rain more than others. Instantly, the animals rejected his presentation. They did not like the tone of his voice. "What is he on about?" they all shouted. "Sit down and let's proceed." The LAP leader stood up and challenged Bear. "You promised not to waste our time. We all felt the brutality of Mr. Rain and not just the jellies." The animals shouted, Yeah, we want to proceed." Bear continued, "I am sending an SOS message to the animals to please deal gently with the jellies who were washed up on the seacoast. They have not recovered from the Great Storm ordeal. Please avoid societal pressures. I ask for an understanding of the realities of life which motivated their actions." The animals were surprised. "Why are you making a mountain out of a molehill?" they asked. Another party member interrupted. "You are exaggerating the issue. Sit down and let us continue," he said. But Bear insisted that he wanted to speak on behalf of the sea animals as he was the only sea candidate representing them. The animals have a lot of respect for him. So, they replied, "Make it brief, Mr. Bear." Bear continued. "The jellies were washed away from the salt water where they lived happily until the unknown and unreliable fresh water where they had no one to take care of them and many of them died. A lot of them are still missing as I speak to you." Another party member stood up and interrupted him. "Why are you sending us an SOS message? Did you not hear that the Good Samaritan who went to rescue them was stung by one of them and died the following day?" Another member interrupted. "How can we help them when they keep stinging their helpers? We all know that jellies have no brains and it's believed that they are immortal. They move on their instinct. That is the reason their behavior occurs naturally," he said. Another one shouted, "Please, don't let us go into that matter now. We know that must have impacted their survival and well-being." And yet, another member interrupted. "Could it be that their mental health has been affected due to the conditions of the environmental influences?" The animals nodded in agreement and told Bear to sit down for the last time. A member of the CAAP stood up and reiterated what the leader cow said when he was accused of defecating in the river. "When nature calls you, you answer." The animals laughed and said, "We cannot tell Mr. Rain not to send rain, but we can tell him to stop destroying our homes and crops when he does send rain." Another member shouted, "And even lives. He must be very wicked." They all agreed. "Indeed, very mischievous." Bear thanked the animals and sat down. Magpie and Cattle Egret were at the meeting listening to everything that was said. Magpie stood up to add his voice. All the animals shouted, "Greetings to you, Mr. Magpie." He smiled and waved his hand to them. "And how is your family, too?" they asked. Magpie acknowledged their greetings and nodded, but he doesn't want to go into any conversation with them. All he wanted was a straight talk. The animals also have great respect for him too. They knew him as a messenger from the spirit world. He represents an untold secret. Who knows what that message was he brought to us? Magpie continued. Thank you, fellow animals, for this great opportunity to be in your midst. I also suffered during the cloudburst and its thunderstorm, as Mr. Rain was lashing it down. Out of desperation, I flew to an unknown destination, as many of us did. Those who could not escape died in the storm. The jellies and other sea animals were displaced in that great storm. According to my good friend Aristotle, 1998, happiness for humans required that they form partnership with others. It is regrettable that the Good Samaritan who went to rescue the jellies lost his life. I believe what my good friend said also applies to us animals. To be our brother's keeper, I am in support of the SOS message sent to you by Mr. Bear. Cattle Egret, popularly known as pest control agent, stood up and interrupted to add his voice. The animal shouted, "Motivator! He motivates both humans and animals to connect to nature." He smiled and waved his hand to them. I am persuaded, he said, that notable and life-changing events are necessarily inevitable for the health and survival of nature. The animals listened with enthusiasm. He continued, "The Great Storm was a great response to the pressure of climate change and other human-induced environmental changes, which led to the death of many animals and the destruction of their homes and crops. I am in support of the SOS message for the jellies and others. According to my good friend A.G. Tansley, 1935, ecosystem resulting from the integration of all of the living and non-living factors of the environment. I believe in nature's principles and have great concern for the long-term well-being of both the natural systems and animal societies. I urge fellow animals to please accord the matter the urgency it required." He thanked the animals and sat down. The animals saluted them for their problem-solving abilities with an ovation. They said that a visitation by Cattle Egret represented purity, grace, and resilience. He was a divine messenger, they said. Dog was impressed by their participation and contribution. He promised that through investigation and reassessment, it will be conducted on their case. He asked the animals if they could now proceed. They replied, "Yes, we can now proceed."